Joburg after 8 years. After 8 years, and then you came back. But I want to fast forward a little bit, and you then got word that Godfather at the time closed down, or they wanted to close it in 2008.
Yeah, there was a leading up to that while I was in Joburg in 2008 itself.
Okay.
I came down to PE, I think it was in June that year. And I was busy with a show in Joburg called Salsa in the City. And we used to do salsa shows at Empress Palace, at Monte Casino.
Yes.
And it went very, very well. And what we did, we were very clever. We chose a city. If we do Havana, we'll do Havana type salsa dance.
Nice.
If we do Brazil, then we do the samba.
Yes.
And so on, Brazilian type. So I brought that concept to PE actually. And I booked Godfather in Corson for a show while I was still in Joburg. And I came down, advertised it for a month. I was so shocked. The response I received. Was September that year. And it, again, nearly 400 people.
Yeah.
They were hungry for entertainment. I went back to Joburg, and then I wanted a date in December, but then they didn't have a date for me to do another salsa event. And that's when they told me, no, they're having a closing down party first week in January.
Okay.
And I couldn't understand. And came down December for holiday, went to the club, and then I saw they're busy selling out, their stock and so on.
Yeah.
So I knew it was true. Contacted the landlord, and then he actually told me I'm number 12 on the list
Wow.
of people that's interested in the place. But he's gonna give them the opportunity to sell the place first.
Okay.
I did put in an offer, a low offer though, because I thought that was what the place was worth at the time. They didn't accept my offer for purchase, and the place closed down end of January. 5 days later, the owner of the building contacted me. Do you still want the place? I said, yes, I own it. Here's the money deposit, here's whatever. And then we started renovating, and the 28th of February 2009 opened Godfather.
The very next year I was there. Net was daar so elke matinee was ek daar gewees. But as we spoke on earlier on, it's an amazing story, because look how once again you are exactly where you needed to be.
Yes.
Because I personally think that you chose an industry, or rather you called for an industry where there's predominantly females, like I mentioned to you earlier on, females involved. I mean, you've got Vogue magazine, you're with the dancers, I know you're running pageants as well that you are involved in. And I've seen a lot of your work. I've been around you, you know this for years. And I think one thing that is so smart about how you do your business is that you know what's up, man. You know that it's smart to work with us, with females, even though we have our ways. You know, we can be a bitchy conniving, but we love working with males again.
Yes.
For some reason, it's just safe. But then, as you said earlier on, there's two sides to this.
Correct. With regards to the reason I love working with females is I've learned that females don't get along with other females very well.
Yes.
And I've learned that females get along with males and vice versa the same. As long as there's a line that mustn't get crossed.
Agreed.
You know, when you're young in the industry, you'll cross the line here and there, but you learn the hard way. And once you've established that in your career, just don't cross that line. Ah, what a pleasure to work with women. It's such a pleasure. And more honest than men. I'll be honest, I'll be straightforward. Women, for me, they're very much more honest than men. To work with. They got sometimes more drama. But they're extremely loyal.
I agree.
Very, very loyal. Where men tend to always look for the better opportunity on a very short-term basis, women will stick. they'll stick, and then if they feel they're being treated fairly and well, they'll stick.
Yeah, and we're all about curating relationships, forming a bond, because we are emotional beings. We are. It's genuinely the truth. So what we loved. And I'm taking it back to God, Father Supreme, because I feel like that's where my connection towards you started. I feel like whenever we in the crowd got to see you, or we also got to know your sister because she would help in front, right? And we would all come up those stairs, and the moment you see Ricardo's sister, you know it's about to be lit. I think the reason why is because for some people it was an escape from issues that happened at home, depression, those kind of things. I think sometimes also attending end of terms and those kind of things, it was a place where we can de-stress. Yeah. And then we bump into you, and sometimes you would even say, no, go grab a drink at the bar, tell them I said so, type of thing. It just shows how you didn't sit behind the camera, if you get what I'm saying, and let everything, you mingled with us.
That was very important. That.
Yes.
And I had nearly 6 DJs that used to play, and minimum 4 on a night. But I would take my half an hour slot.
Yes.
And I would play at least half an hour.
I remember.
Because I wanted to always feel the crowd.
Yes.
So just playing half an hour or an hour of what the DJs don't play.
Yes.
I'll come and I fill that gap. But also to get that feedback from the people, it used to assist me and drive me for the next week and the next month's events, and so on and so on. And I used to travel a lot because Godfather quickly became the front runner within the first year in the entertainment young PE. So it is very difficult to stay ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
So it forced me to travel a lot to Cape Town and Joburg constantly and see what's happening there, where are we. And I used to, I promise you, every month I traveled for 2-3 days. Every month.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Just fly up for 2 days.
Yeah.
Go check what's happening. There was a few clothing stores I used to deal with when I was in Joburg, where we did a lot of promo work with and whatever. And the clubs used to put flyers in this clothing stores, in their display cabinets where the jewelry and stuff.
Yes.
So that's how they used to attract the youngsters to their store, because if you want to know what's happening at Carfax or Vogue or whatever it is, you come to that store and come get your flyers. And that's where I used to go get flyers. And at that time, Facebook just started. It wasn't so, hectic. And everybody was still on the flyer hunt. And then I used to come back, and then I used to look, okay, this is happening, that's happening, this. And then you tweak it and you make it.
And
I used to be very, very clever with that.
And you still are. And you still because, like I mentioned to you earlier on, eventually, Godfather Supreme became a culture of its own that spread like a wildfire through the province. I know of family members that would travel from the Western Cape, Northern Cape, to come stay in the Eastern Cape. Want hulle wil boards. Nee, die mense wil boards toe. Hulle wil gesien wees. And even if within the first 2 years, we would block outside and you would have your vocal keys and you would have your music. Eventually, everybody, like you mentioned earlier on, changed. Everybody started coming inside the club. But that culture that brought you safety and enjoyment at the same time, I think that is what got people to come.
Look, we were regarded as the safest club in PE, without a doubt. People used to say it. I had a very, very good team.
Yes.
Let me be honest with you. None of the whole Godfather experience would have never happened without my team.
Yes.
And something I've been very, very fortunate and proud of. Because it's a culture I learned in Joburg.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good team behind you, one person cannot do it all on their own. So from my marketing guys, my cleaners, my cleaners, I used to teach them to take pride in their work.
Yes.
I don't want a mop that's the hair. As I een streng van my mop afgaan, then we need a new mop. You know, from there, I was very, very precise. My security team, I said to them, it's not my job to put people out. It's your job to make sure everybody's safe inside here. And whoever causes ruckus, no fights allowed. Just ban it. But they made the decisions. And my youngest security was 36 years old.
Okay.
Sorry, 26.
Okay.
Between 26 and 46. That was the age group of my six. So they were adults. They were big men.
Yes.
With families. And they knew that this is a business they have to look after.
Yes.
So whatever decisions they make affects the business. So they knew to keep people safe. And how to deal with people that obviously we serve alcohol there. So.
Stepping a bit out of line. Yes.
But my biggest support group was my DJs and my advertising staff, my promotional staff. From man, they were chosen though.
You handpicked them. Yes. Yes.
And I would like to actually talk about some of them.
Please do. Please do.
You know, when I came to PE, it was 2008. At the end of 2008, just before I opened Godfather, in Newton Park. And I think it was in Newton Street. There was a very small place called Maloko.
Oh, for my tight.
And one night, I went to Maloko, and R&B and hip hop was huge in Joburg. It was massive, and every time I come to P, it's just house. It's just house. House music. I'm like, what gaan aan hier so? And then I went to Maloko this one night. I walk in, house music. I'm thinking to myself, yes, I'm gonna stay here for 20 minutes and I'm gonna go. You know, because it's the same everywhere. Then somebody says, there's another dance floor at the back with another DJ. Then I went through, it was a long building, and I went to the back, and in front, there was about 50, 60 people. At the back, there was like 12 or 13 people. But there's a guy DJing and he's playing hip-hop R&B. But his mixing was on point. And his choice of music was just good one after the other. And I went to go sit. And I went to this guy and I said to him, I like the way you play, give me your number. And his name was Gqeberha. And he gave me his number. And I said to him, I'm going to phone you in 2 months' time. I said to him, he looked at me like, with it, like, man, I don't know who you are. And that was in December. And January came, Godfather closed. February, I'm renovating. I found Derek.
Derek came
that 2 weekends. And he said, yo, I want to be here.
Luckily, it was only 3 months, the previous thing that he had.
And he still had 2 weeks left of his contract. And he went, and I went with him, and I spoke to this lady, and I asked her, you know, she can release him. And she said, yes, it's fine. You know, so luckily there was no penalties. And then he started playing there with me. And at the time, Splash Festival was also happening.
So I sponsored the DJ competition for Splash Festival. And I said, the winner of that DJ competition, I will give her 1 month contract.
Nice.
And that year, Spectrum, Chad Smith, won. And then I brought him into the fold. The biggest nervous wreck you could find.
And look at him now.
Yo, he was nervous. We had to coach him, myself and Derek. And he just became part of the team, you know. And I think it was just after Easter, then after party was still running, and then they closed down.
They closed down,
And then Superfire and Gqeberha came over.
Okay.
And just gelled perfectly into the team. And then we ran it. And then the guys started coming on board. Dexy B, Brent from P Entertainment.
Yes.
April came on board. Clint L came on board, and they started playing there. 4-7, Money Brothers,
Wow.
Luke M. They all started playing, and then the following year, I sponsored the DJ competition again. Gave the same contract, and Bena B won that year.
It's all making sense, Ricardo.
He won, then he got the contract, and you know that when the month is finished, the guys, they felt at home.
Yeah.
No, can we stay? And then they stayed. And that's how the team just built on and built on. That's why I say I was so blessed to have a good team of good people behind me. And it wasn't easy because there was a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of money. So I believed in sharing the cake.
Yes.
And I think that's why Godfather lasted a whole 6-7 years.
It was beautiful.
Because I firmly believe in that principle. I'll give you an example. If you're getting paid 1,000 rand for the night, and we have a DJ like DJ Kent playing tonight, and everybody's doing their bit with the marketing, and we push the figures from 300 to 1,000. Why must you get 1,000 rand?
That's the thing.
You know, so, and I'm not lying when I say my guys left with 3, 4, 5,000 rand in their pockets.
One night?
On one night.
Nee envelop DJ.
And that for me, I can't if you say wait for December for a bonus. So that for me was the bonuses that they received during the year. And that's why once a month we got in a national DJ, national act and so on. So the recipe was perfect.
Yes, it was. It was so smart and it was so well-rounded that to us from the outside it looked like, it just happened. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I completely understand that. And then Godfather became the culture that it is. We called it the place to be. Kyk, jy as die skool toegemaak het, matriekjaar, your grade 11s and your grade 12 years, jy skryf jou eksamen, I gaan ons God's toe, you know? And then we both know Tammin, who's a good friend of ours, and she had her shows over there, and we would all go and what I loved about Godfather is you introduce themes.
Yes.
And you had different things happening. So you didn't just have people coming, dancing, getting drunk, leaving. No, that wasn't the vibe. It was a theme. There was things to look forward to. There was a difference every weekend. So the dynamic that Godfather Supreme created in the Eastern Cape, and I'm going to say the Eastern Cape because people from other places, East London and those people, they came down.
Yes, yes.
They came down. We would go visit in East London and then we would hear, no, we're going down with you. You get what I'm saying? Was God's too. So the safety, the fact that you went there and you know you're going to get someone that you know. You know what I'm saying? I even overheard years ago, we were standing outside and we were on our way to go get a worshulike, and someone received a call and it was like, hello? You understand what I'm saying? So the person didn't need to say ekkasie, want hulle weet waar hulle is, because that was to some people a third, second home. You know what I'm saying? Or an escape. So even if people just came to drop off people, I was in a situation once where this person would come and drop us off. You get what I'm saying? So it was so well-rounded. And did you have an anticipation that this is how it was going to explode? And
no, never.
Right? I mean, it imprinted. We can sit and tell stories of Godfather Supreme. People would have their bridal showers, after parties at Godfather Supreme, you know. And it made such a big impact that we still walk around. And this is the reason why I wanted to cover it today, because unfortunately, we can speak about it, but you had to be there.
Yes, you had to be there to experience it.
Right? It's a feeling.
Yeah. Look, there's a few people's names I didn't mention yet, because there's so many people over the years that played a big role, you know, with the Godfather. But that very first year, we opened end of February, and I think it was end of March towards April, Mark Loki came to me and he said he wants to do a Cape Town event.
Okay.
And bring down 1 or 2 DJs from Cape Town. And he wants to call it a 90s something. And what a brilliant concept he had. His poster had a TDK cassette on it. This is, a lot of people followed that afterwards, but this was his idea.
Okay.
And man, he packed that place, over 500 people that night, which was a lot at the time.
Yeah.
And that really kick-started the whole Godfather experience, because we were averaging 150, 200 people, which was more than enough for me. But when he pulled in that amount of people with that event, and I gave him another date a few months later, which he also rocked, and he brought out Dr. Jules.
Yes.
From Cape Town. And what a success. Then Mr. Shakes came in and he did the after party reunion. Oh, what an exceptional night that was.
I can imagine.
So there was look, we had a hell of a lot of good events. Then we got into the 5FM train.
Yeah.
You know, and because at the time our colored people used to be mad about 5FM. We only listened to 5FM. So to have your DJ Kent and your Dino Bravos and your those guys, you know, Euphonic and so on, playing. And you know, there was one Friday night I was listening to Euphonic and Fresher Show, and we had Kent up I think 3 times, we had Euphonic twice already, and he was coming for his 3rd time the following week, and him and Fresh were having a conversation on the radio, and he was, sorry, it was a Friday night, and he was flying out the next day, to do his show, and he said, no, tomorrow night I'm at the Godfather in Port Elizabeth. And then he said, why all you guys go play Godfather? What about me? I said live on 5FM.
That's dope. That is dope.
And then I made contact with him, and then we finally got the big dog to come to PE.
Beautiful.
And man, oh man, we booked him for an hour. He played, his set was booked from 12:30 to 1:30. He went on 12:30. He refused to leave that DJ booth. He played. He allowed Fire to play, he allowed Spectrum to play, and Bella, but he stayed in the DJ box.
Yeah.
We had to bring his drinks and everything from the lounge to the DJ booth. He played till 4 o'clock that morning. He had the time of his life.
And so did we. Can we do one more night, Dan? Like I feel like we need one more night with these legends. You, Chad Smith, please come down from Cape Town. As Yate man say, we will host you. Mr. Shakes, your Benas, you know. Can we have one more night?
It's in the plan, but you know, at a huge venue.
Yes.
Because it would be. We did 2 reunions for Godfather. The first one was good, the second one was also good, but it was just with the resident DJs. So with this one, there's a bigger, broader plan for next year. So hopefully, God willing, we'll pull it off. But it is,
so it's in the works.
It's in the works.
So it's in the works. You're building a structure. You're gonna come back here. We're gonna have a chat about it again, right? And who knows? Maybe we could even go sit out there. Look, it is going to be fire. I ask this because now that I'm older, I'm 36, and I'm in the education as well as entertainment. You know this. So now I go to clubs and I'm surrounded with my learners. You understand? So now I get, man, what are you doing? And I'm like, Balloon Jay. You understand what I'm saying? So as much as I love the club scene, I can't attend anymore because I'm so limited, because it's now for the younger crew who happens to be in my class. So now I am vouching for an evening where it's just us. I'm not limiting it, of course, but I'm looking for that where I can go, because my main sir. If you get what I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying. It's just unfortunate that the industry has completely taken a 90 degree, 180 degree turn. It's changed a lot. You know, with the music genres that's around you, pianos. It was first gong, now it's piano, and also after Godfather, and then there was Lush and so on, and Beliza was also in the mix.
The demographic with regards to promoters. I think the change started with promoters when they started competing.
Yes, I just wanted to say the competition. Yes.
Then they had no regard for you as a business owner.
Yeah.
It's about that promoter making money. So there were loyalties started going out the window.
Yeah.
And that is where things just spiral into a complete different direction.
Yeah.
Now you're sitting with everybody that's in the nightclub industry now. They wait for the 25th of the month. Come the 25th, everybody's doing a big event.
That's the thing.
On the same night.
On the same night, exactly.
On the same weekend.
Yes.
So, look, it's also unfortunate that our city or town is a bit poor because of the economy. So people need to let loose, and when payday is like you close your eyes and you just go spend money that you don't have to spend, because you know if you don't go tonight you're not going to go out.
That's the thing.
Or this weekend. So that's also a bit of a culture that's now been developed.
Yes.
So that in conjunction with everybody doing the events on the same weekend,
yes.
It's sad. It's very, very sad. Then you have what you now say, man, what are you doing here?
Exactly.
So you have to now look at your type of music or events being advertised so that you can go there.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna bump into those kids.
Exactly.
Because now DJs like Clint L have seen, but look here, we grew up with this old school
Yeah,
music.
so we're gonna be there.
Let me not jump on the piano train. Let me jump on the old and look at what success he's made with his idea. So it doesn't matter now if you're going to an old school party.
That's true.
Or an piano party, you're gonna still find the
Who say you can't come net and ignore? Well, at least it is unfortunate, and at least I'm away from the high school setup now. So maybe, it will go a bit better. What I wanted to ask you was, in your opinion, as someone who's a pioneer in nightlife, I want to touch on that. How would you say it changed from back then when Godfather Supreme was it was the place to be, to what we have now?
Yeah, there's not enough people.
Okay.
Point blank. There's not enough people for the amount of clubs that there is, or that there are in PE. Number one. Number two, the spending power has dropped by 80%.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you. I'm saying it like it is.
80%?
80%. So before you go out, you have your six-pack or your glass of or your bottle of wine or whatever at home, or wherever you go, or buy a braai or whatever the case may be. The club, in many cases, is the last option. We don't want to go home now, let's go dance.
Yeah.
Unless there's a special event that's happening, plan they're going to go to that event, etc., etc. But there will always be alcohol in the car. Unfortunately,
Yes,
there
that's
will
true.
always be alcohol in the car, and they will have alcohol before they go. So, then you have certain venues that's now inflated their prices.
Yes.
Because now the venue is sitting with a scenario where they have 3 hours to make money.
Yeah.
From let's say from 10 till 1. So where certain places, and it's a cultural thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's not nice to mention this, but if you look at certain white venues, most white venues, their people go there at 7, 8 o'clock at
It's
night.
true. It's true.
Where in our culture, we go 9, 10 o'clock.
9, 10 o'clock, yes.
So you as an owner of your establishment, you've already 3 hours behind another venue with regards to income. So now the guys inflate their prices because you need to make up what you've lost.
What you've lost, yes.
But number 2, you have to have certain things in place. Enough security, DJs, staff, etc. And that costs money. So